And everybody's out of breath, hurrying at the last minute. So, welcome. Glad you made it. So we're gearing up for New Year's, and the Mijatoviches are going to make a special meal for us, which is kind of exciting, a Croatian meal. But we always do this thing. It's a tradition from my family where we take, if we had a real Christmas tree, we would cut up the boughs, and then on New Year's Eve, you come up with your New Year. I call them intentions, not resolutions, because intentions, that's your intent, and it may or may not come true. So you say your New Year's intention and then put your bow in the fireplace, and if it burns brightly, then it will have some merit to it. So we're gearing up for that, and I have a reading I'd like to share with you from Don Miguel Ruiz. He wrote the four, what is it? The Four Agreements, and this is his little book of wisdom. So he says, the story of our lives is always changing because we never see the world the same way from moment to moment. In my own case, when I was 10 years old, I saw the world in a completely different way than I did when I was 20, or when I had children, or when I had my car accident. The way you see the world is always changing. It is never the same. It's important to understand the whole story of your life is just a story, and you're the one who created that story. With this understanding, you can ask yourself, what do I want my story to look like going forward? Kind of like that. So let's just turn inward for a moment. So please close your eyes. And notice the texture of your breath. Try to smooth it out. Try to breathe in a little more fully and exhale a little more fully without forcing it, just trying to deepen your breath slightly. And then take a moment to just set an intention for your class today. What would you like to get out of this next hour? Or maybe for your day. Please bring hands to heart center. May we have the intention of being present in our lives. And may we always take the time to notice the beauty and the grace that's always surrounding us. And may everyone's intentions come true. Please lower your hands, open your eyes. And let's get a little bit warmed up, shall we? So stretch your arms up. Oh, stretched up tall. Feel your sits bones grounded. And then interlace your hands and press the palms up. Little finger and wrist stretch. And then release that bind and bring your right hand down and just take a nice stretch to the right side. And then inhale, come on up and stretch to the left side. And then just kind of face that left knee and bring your right hand down. So you're kind of stretching over that knee. Stretch further if you want. Savor it. You'll feel it in your opposite hip. And then just kind of walk your hands through the middle till you come centered on that other knee. Touch over it. And then come on back up. I'm going to have you switch the shin that's in front. It's going to feel weird. We all have a tendency to do it one way. And then interlace your hands the opposite way that you normally do. And stretch up. It's hard to think about it. It feels really strange, doesn't it? And now release and arc to your left again first. And inhale, come on up and over to the right side. And then just like we did before, bring your left hand down, center over that left knee or right knee, your right knee, my left. Take a moment to feel the opposite hip. And then make your way to the other side. And come on up. And please move your stuff out of the way and come to your backs and stretch long like you just got out of bed. So arms long, feet, legs long, feet long. And then hug your knees in and just roll side to side a little bit. Massage your low back. Bring your feet side by side down on the mat. Let your knees open. Little butterfly. Just see how your inner thighs are doing. And then bring the knees up. Step the feet wider. So right on the edge of your mat. Bring your arms to cactus or T and just do a few windshield wipers. So both knees lower to the right and then up and over to the left. Yeah. And pause and just hug your right knee in and extend your left leg. So you might have to let the um, right knee come away from you a little bit. Just see how it works. You want that left leg to be grounded and then just kind of move the knee back and forth a little bit. I like to put a little pressure down through the femur bone into the hip socket. That grounding feels really good. And then go ahead and interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Stretch your right leg straight and flex and point your toes a few times. You can press your leg into your hands. Feel out your hamstrings a bit. Good. And then bend that knee again. Just grab the right knee with your left hand. Bring your right arm out to the side. And just bring that knee across so your right hip lifts up, but your shoulders stay grounded. Kind of stretch out the back of your hip there. I like to tuck my toes behind my knee or just put the top of the foot on top of my left thigh, but whatever feels good. And then come on back to center and we'll switch sides. So hug your left knee in, extend the right leg. And just a little movement. Just pressing the femur bone into the socket. Good. And interlacing behind, stretching that leg straight, pressing the leg into your hands, point and flex. Feels good. And then bend the knee, grab the knee with your right hand, left hand comes out to the side to keep you grounded. And just bring the knee across to the right side. Feel that stretch in your outer hip. And coming back to center. I'm going to have you roll to your left side and, well, it doesn't matter. Actually roll so you can see me because this is kind of a weird thing. So your top hand is going to come by your chest. Your underneath hand is just going to reach up and grab your rib cage. Okay. This is going to get you warm. So you want this hand in a good position because here's what you're going to do. You're going to lift up like a push up and kind of look down and then slowly lower back down. So try it. Yeah. And lower down. Let's get your transverse abdominals. Now, if this is super easy for you and you want to extend that top leg as you go up, and just play with it. I'm not going to tell you how many to do because you can figure that out for yourself. Let's all do one more. And then come on down and roll to your other side. Remember the lower arm takes hold of your rib cage. And then the top arm has to be in a good position. And then just start lifting and lowering, thinking, I want my core to do a lot of the work. Try and breathe as you do this. And everyone do one more. And lie down and roll to your backs again and just hug your knees in. what I'm gonna do. Yeah. And then grab a hold of your shins and kick your feet to roll up to seated. If that works. It's kind of fun. Good. And then come to all fours position, please. And just kind of start moving your body in a big figure eight. You can get as wild as you want, or as small of a figure eight as you want. Feel the warm up of all the joints. And then switch directions of your infinity sign. And then pause. And we're going to do something else a little bit different than we've done before. So make sure your hands are slightly in front of your shoulders. And swivel your right foot off to the side and extend your left leg. And then bring your left hand to your hip. Yeah, that's it. Make sure that right foot's in a good spot so you feel really stable and balanced. And then see about lifting the left leg up and extending the right arm by your ear. So you're nice and long. Good. And then 3 times I'm going to have you bring elbow to knee. Yeah. And then stretch back long. If you need to step the foot down in between, you can. Just think really strong core as you, it's called a side plank crunch. You can do a couple more. You guys are all doing great. Hopefully you at home are too. Good. And then come on down. And we'll switch to the other side. So swivel the left foot, the right foot's long. And just pause so you can feel like your left side body is just as long as your right. And lift the right leg, right arm by the ear, and then start doing the crunches. Nothing in your core really changes. You're just using the strength to stay long and strong in the core. And when you've had your fill, you just come down and take a child's pose. Good. And I'm gonna put there and stretch your feet long to back to child's pose. Let your arms and hands rest for a moment. Remembering your intention. And then planting your hands, slide forward and come into a cow pose. So you're lifting your tail, lengthening up, and then round to cat and push back to child's pose. So we're just going to do that a few times. So inhale, you come up to cow. Exhale, round to cat and sit back. Keep going like that. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round. Sit back. Last one. And then next time you come up, curl your toes under. Make sure your feet are nice and wide. Your hands are in front of your shoulders. And just lift your knees so your knees are still bent. And press your sits bones up and back. to straighten the legs. Maybe. Mostly I want your spine straight. Yeah. And then just very slowly swivel your heels side to side a few times. And then pause with the side to side and just bend one knee and the other. Just walking the dog out, spreading the weight on your hands, not just dumping in the wrists, keeping the armpits hollowed out. And then come forward to a plank pose. And just pause there and lower your knees and then lower to the mat. Good. So you're on your bellies. Bring your hands nice and wide and forward and come up on your fingertips. Stretch your feet long and then just kind of lift and wiggle around in this funky cobra position. Just flossing your shoulder blades a little bit, feeling out your back today. And then bring your hands back by your chest and lift to a cobra. The shoulder blades are on the back. Think I'm lengthening out my spine. Try and stay for one more breath. And lower down, curl your toes, push your hips back, lift your knees to downward facing dog. And slowly, one hand at a time, walk your hands back to your feet to a forward fold. And just see how that feels this morning. I like to sway forward and back a few times just to see where the weight in my feet is. And think of your feet as having four corners and the weight spread evenly through those four corners. You feel the stretch a little more. And then slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, coming on up to standing into Tadasana. And then stretch your arms up. You'll feel grounded through your feet, nice and tall. And then bring your right arm down and just arc over to your right. Keep weight, plenty of weight in both feet. Good. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, left arm comes down and arc. A few more breaths. And then come on up. Stretch both hands up. And bring the hands down through heart center to your sides. And then just to get our balance juices going, we haven't balanced for a while. So shift your weight to your right foot, lift your left heel, and then see about lifting the left knee. Just keep your eyes on something that's not moving. It helps. And think, I'm going to draw my low belly up. I'm going to lengthen all the way up through the top of the head. Good. And bring it down. Good job. Which side? Lift the heel first. Feel out. Do I have the weight in the middle of that foot? And then lift. Good. Bring it on in. Good job. Now, I don't know. Let's just do a little quad stretch because I need it. So switch to your right. Just weight to the right foot. Lift the left foot behind you and see if you can find that. Yeah, good. And the wall's always an option too to get started. And then think knee beside knee and lengthen up. Maybe extend the right arm. Good job. Oh, that feels good. And release. Nice job. You did it. Switch sides. Well done. And release. All right. I'm going to have you grab your blocks and bring them by your feet. And we're just going to get stretched out a little bit more. So standing at the front of your mat, have the blocks at either side of your feet. And then inhale with a big inhale, look up. And then exhale, fold forward again, Uttanasana. And then with your hands on the block, step your right foot back to a deep lunge. And you can see if you're spreading the weight on the ball of your foot evenly. And then go ahead and lower your back knee. Yeah. And hug your knee forward and your heel back. Bring your hands to your front thigh. And then maybe stretch up to Anjane Asana. Finding your breath. And letting the pose evolve with the inhale and the exhale. And your next exhale, touch down, lift the back knee. And I'm just going to have you do a little stretch for your hamstrings. So you might want to bring these blocks higher. I don't know how open you are. You're just going to lift your hips up and straight back to straighten the left leg for pyramid pose. Yeah, piece of cake, right? And just check your heel, your knee, and your sits bone align on both sides here. So you're not moving one way or another. I have a tendency to let my right hip come out. I want you to keep the hips square and the alignment true. And then bending back into that front knee. Step forward, forward fold. Take a breath there. And please step your left foot back. We'll do the same thing. So just take a moment and deep lunge, just feeling that position and checking if you're spreading the weight evenly on the ball of your foot. And then lower the back knee. Hug forward. You can use your thigh if you want to. And then Anjaneyasana when you're ready. And touch down, lift the back knee, and lift the hips up and back to straighten the right leg. Remembering you can, oh, you guys are all open here. Sometimes it feels, checking your alignment, sometimes it feels different after a holiday. And then please bend into your front knee and step back to a downward facing dog on the blocks. And just take a moment there. That's it. So not plank, hips up and back, Lydia. There you go. Because you, and then extend your right leg, keeping the shoulders and the hips square to the floor. You might have to put a baby bend in the left knee to be able to do that. Maybe you don't lift the right leg as high. And just feel that stretch on the back of the left leg and the glute and core usage. Good. Now bring that knee forward and step it through to a deep lunge. Now, if it doesn't make it all the way, you can help it up there, or you can step forward and step back. Perfect. Lower the back knee again and come on up to Anjaneyasana. Now bring your hands to heart center and think, I'm going to lean forward slightly so I can get the rib cage back more. And then I'm going to twist to the right and bring my left forearm or left elbow to the right knee. That's it. And then you just think, I'm using a lot of effort in the low body to stay stable. I'm going to lengthen my spine and then maybe squeeze out those internal organs in this twist. Any toxins that you've taken in, just squeeze them out of there. One more breath and unwind, touch down, lift the back knee and step back to a downward facing dog. Good. Extend the left leg now. Maybe you have to put a little bend in your right knee. Keep the hips square. You decide. So left leg. So you're in down dog first, Michelle. Sorry. Didn't notice. There you go. Keep your hips square now. Square to the floor. Shoulders square. Just think drawing low belly up. You're really long and strong in your spine. And then step that foot through. Deep lunge. Perfect. Lower the back knee. Hug to the midline. Stretch up. Anjaneyasana. And then bringing hands to heart center, leaning forward enough that you can feel the rib cage back as you twist to the left now. Right elbow to the knee. One more breath. And unwind. Lifting the back knee. Please step forward, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. So you just extend your spine long. And exhale, fold. Next, inhale, sweep your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hands to heart center. Just pause there. Close your eyes for a moment. Check in with your intention. And next, inhale, open your eyes, stretch up. And exhale, fold forward. Pranam. And fold. Who's cracking? Step your right foot back to a deep lunge. Hands on the blocks. And just take a moment. That back leg and foot has to be really engaged. If your balance doesn't feel good, you can step that foot forward so the foot grounds down. Because we're going to come up to crescent warrior. So the hips stay square, shoulders stay square. See if you can come upright. You can put your hands on your thigh too. That's it. Feel free to step that back foot forward at any time. The more you engage the back leg, the more stable you'll feel. And then you feel the breath and just let the pose evolve. One more breath. And touch down. Good. Step back to a downward facing dog. And please extend the right leg again. So three-legged dog. Now this time you're going to bend the knee. Now your upper body stays the same, so don't let your left shoulder get sloppy, and you're just going to stack your right hip on top of your left and reach that foot behind you. That's it. Wild dog. Good job, you guys. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And square up the hips. Step that foot through, deep lunge. Or step forward and switch. Perfect. And then finding that balance, whatever you need to do, keeping the hips square, keeping that back leg really super engaged, come upright, stretch up, crescent warrior. And please touch down. Good. Step back to downward facing dog. We have to do the wild dog on the other side, right? So extend your left leg, bend the knee, keep your upper body stable, especially that right armpit. Stack left hip on top of right. So you're just opening your hips. It may not be right on top. Just see where it goes. Wild dog. Square up the hips. And step that foot through if you can. Or bring the foot down. Everyone step forward. Forward fold. Just move your blocks forward for a moment. Turn your toes out. Come down to a deep squat. And even here, I like to think of my spine as being long. So if I hug my knees into my upper arms, it helps me think, I want to extend my spine long. really good. And then coming back up, forward fold, slide the blocks back. We're gonna try this and see how it goes. Bring your blocks by your feet, step your right foot back, deep lunge. This time ground that foot down so it's parallel to the back of your mat. And then come up to a warrior two position. Yeah. So just watch Lorena. Good job. And feel really grounded, long through the core. Good. Now straighten the front leg. Lean back so it's a reverse triangle pose. And then come back forward and come to triangle. Now you might bring your hand to your knee or your blocks there. You can even bring it to the higher height in triangle if you want to. Beautiful. Good job, you guys. And then bringing your right hand to your hip. Look at the floor, bend your left knee. I'm going to have you slide and grab the block. Oh, are you okay, Michelle? You were on that block too much, weren't you? Slide that right foot forward a little bit. And then just bring the left block out like 12 inches or so. I want you to think I'm going to keep the weight right in the middle of my left foot. And perhaps I can lift that right leg up. So the weight isn't in your hand, it's in your foot. The hand's there to help you. And you stack the right hip on top of the left. That's it. Maybe extend the arm, just play with it. Ardha Chandrasana. And you don't have to lift that leg. You just kind of play with it. Good. Bend the knee. Bring that right foot down. Slide the block back. And you can come to a forward fold there. You did great, girl. She's beating herself up, I can tell it. Just do every part that you can. Don't try and push it. Well, let's do this. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. You step your left foot back, deep lunge, ground the back foot down. If you drew a line from your front heel to your back foot, it would bisect in the middle or heel to heel. And then come up to that warrior two position. Oh, yeah, there you go. Tracking the knee straight over the toes. Feel the back leg holding you just as much as the front leg. Good. Straightening the front leg. Reverse. So stretching the right arm up, left arm down, and then triangle pose wherever that works for you. You can find the block, great. If not, it's okay. That's it. Lengthen your spine. Good. Bend the front knee, look at the floor. Bring the left hand to the hip. Slide that left foot forward and the block out. So the block is still to the right of your right foot. And think I'm going to keep the weight right centered in my right foot and maybe lift the back leg. Left hip is stacked on right. Maybe extend the arm. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. It's always been a challenging pose for me. Good. Bend the knee. Touch the left foot down and come to a forward fold. And then step back to a downward facing dog. And just set your blocks off to the side. Work it out for a moment. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower down. You can lower your knees first. Inhale to cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, push all the way back to child's pose. And then come on up. I'm going to have you take a seated position. So you can swivel your feet to one side. And then just with your legs out in front. Darn it, we're running out of time. Bring your feet a little wider and flex your feet so you're on your heels. And bring, I'm going to turn this so you can see. You're just going to bring your right hand to the side, reach across with your left hand and grab the little toe side of your foot if you can. You guys all can. Okay. And then think, I'm just going to step on the gas, keeping that left side body super long. I'm going to just step on the gas and draw my sternum back a little bit to stretch out the whole shoulder and left side body. And then come on out and we'll switch. You can't overstretch because you're doing it to yourself. So think, I'm just going to draw the sternum back, step on the gas. Oh, really stretch that shoulder, side body out. And then come on back up. And then bringing your feet hip distance apart, just grab a hold behind your knees. And think long side body, head of the arm bones back, just lean back. And as you do, maybe lift your shins parallel to the floor, keeping that heart lifted. You really feel stable. You can extend the legs, maybe extend the arms. Flex and point, Navasana. Good. And then come on down. Grab your shins and roll to your back. We have one more hard thing to do before we rest, okay? Bring your shins parallel to the floor, so tabletop. Flex your feet. And then just bring your arms kind of by your hips, reaching forward. I'm just going to have you lift your head, your shoulders, and press your low back down. And then reach towards your right ankle, maybe just a little bit like a crunch on the right side. Reach towards your left ankle. Come back to center and lower. We're going to do that a couple more times. So on your inhale, lift, reach, and lower. You can switch sides. You go first, so lift, left side, right side, lower. Lift, press that low back down, right side, left side, lower. Lift, left side, right side, lower. One more each side. And if you're done, it's okay. And then hug your knees in. Take a breath. And go ahead and stretch out long, stretch your arms over your head, your feet long. And then just hug your right knee in like we did before. Maybe bring your hands on top of your kneecap so you're interlaced and pressed down, and then just make a little circle with your femur bone into the socket. It just feels good. Extending the leg, interlacing behind. Just make a big circle with your big toe. And then bending the knee, holding the knee with your left hand. Bring your right hand to the side and roll to your left hip. Right shoulder blade stays down. If you want to, you can even extend that leg straight. You decide. And then coming back to center. And switching, hugging the left knee in. Right leg's extended if you can. And just interlace right on top of the kneecap. Just pressing down a little bit. Yeah. Grounding. Then switching to interlace behind. Making a big circle with your big toe. Bending the knee. Making a hold with your right hand, left arm to the side. Roll to your right hip. And possibly extend that right leg. If you can reach for your left foot with your right hand, it feels kind of awesome, but don't force it. Only if it just happens to be there. Perhaps turn your gaze to the left. Winding, coming back to center. Go ahead and stretch out for Shavasana. And if you want to feel a really deep Shavasana, take one blanket and put it underneath you to lay on, and then another blanket on top. Sometimes that really makes a difference, like so. And then I like the blanket just on my upper thighs and my belly, but you decide where it feels. You can cover up completely. If I can help you get comfortable, let me know. If you need anything else, like a bolster under your knees, kind of knee. Yeah. And settle in for a long winter's nap. Now, relax your face. especially that knitted spot between your eyes. See if you can let that go. Relax your jaw. Notice if you're holding tension in your shoulders and arms and hands, and just let any tension go with your exhalation. Letting go of anything you find in your chest, your upper back, your belly, your low back. Beginning to notice your breathing again. Long breath in. Long breath out. Beginning to move in small ways. Just moving your fingers, your toes and feet. When you feel ready to move more, please hug your knees in. Give yourself a little hug for coming and participating. And just take your time coming back up to seated when you're ready to do that. And sit quietly for a few more moments. Bring hands to heart center. The story of your lives going forward. It's going to be what you decide to create, but I know it'll be beautiful and radiant. And I bow to that radiance in each of you. Namaste. Thanks. Hope to see you. Thank you guys at home. I'm just gonna